Hello everyone! Today I will explain about the Trump administration's new policy to support AI education for young people. Hello, welcome to the episode of Crossover Mind.
Hello, it's great to be back. I've been hearing a lot about this new executive order on AI education. It sounds like a big deal. Can you break down what it's all about?
Absolutely. It is indeed a very significant move. In essence, the White House, under President Trump, has launched a major initiative to embed artificial intelligence education right from kindergarten through to 12th grade and even beyond into lifelong learning. The core idea is to ensure the United States maintains its global leadership in the AI revolution.
Maintain leadership? That sounds almost like a national security objective, not just an educational one. Why such a strong push right now?
That's a sharp observation. You're right to frame it that way. AI is no longer just a niche technology. It's becoming the fundamental infrastructure for a country's economy, productivity, and yes, even its national security. Think of it like the space race in the 20th century after the Sputnik shock. The government realized that falling behind in a key technology could have massive geopolitical consequences. This AI education policy is the 21st century equivalent. It's about cultivating the next generation of American innovators to ensure the country doesn't just use AI, but creates and defines its future.
Okay, that makes sense. A Sputnik moment for AI. So what does the policy actually do? Is the government building a bunch of new schools or hiring thousands of AI teachers?
Not exactly, and this is where the policy's brilliance and its uniquely American advantage comes into play. The government isn't planning massive direct spending. Instead, it has established a White House task force on AI education to foster public-private partnerships. The strategy is to leverage the immense power and resources of the major tech and AI companies, most of which are conveniently American.
Public-private partnerships. I see. So the government is essentially acting as a coordinator, getting the industry to step up. Who are we talking about here?
It's a who's who of the tech world. We're talking about Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, Apple, Nvidia, Meta, Amazon, the list goes on and on. The document released by the White House details commitments from dozens of major organizations. It's an unprecedented mobilization of the private sector for a national education goal.
Wow, that's an all-star lineup. What are these companies actually promising to do? Are they just donating money?
It's far more than just money. They are providing the core resources that would be incredibly expensive for the government to create from scratch. For example, Google is offering every American high school free access to its Gemini for Education platform, which includes their best AI model, Gemini 2.5 Pro. Microsoft is doing something similar, providing its AI co-pilot to every K-12 student in the US for free for the academic year, along with funding for teacher training.
So students will get hands-on access to the most advanced AI tools on the market for free? That's a huge deal. What about the companies that create the AI models themselves, like OpenAI?
OpenAI has made a massive commitment. They're building a platform to certify 10 million American workers in the use of their tools by 2030, and then helping to match them with employers. Anthropic is investing in K-12 AI and cybersecurity education and developing an AI fluency for educators curriculum. It's a comprehensive approach. It's not just about giving students tools. It's about training the teachers, creating curricula, and building pathways to employment.
This sounds incredibly powerful. It feels like a massive boost for American youth. But from the company's perspective, why are they doing this? Is it purely out of patriotic duty or corporate social responsibility?
That's the critical question. While CSR and patriotism are certainly part of the narrative, there's a profound strategic business logic at play. By providing their tools and platforms to schools, these companies are embedding their technology and ecosystems into the next generation of users and developers. When a student learns to create with Google's Gemini or Microsoft's Copilot, they are more likely to continue using those tools in college and their future careers. It's a long-term strategy to build brand loyalty and secure their future market share.
So it's a win-win. The government achieves its national goal with minimal minimal direct spending, and the companies cultivate their future customer base.
Precisely, and it highlights America's unique structural advantage. Where else in the world could a government call upon such a concentration of globally dominant tech companies to execute a national strategy? Think about another country, say in Europe or Asia, wanting to do the same thing. They would have two choices: either spend billions of dollars of taxpayer money to develop their own tools and platforms, which would likely be inferior, or they would have to pay these very same American companies for access.
That's a sobering thought. So this policy doesn't just give American kids an advantage, it solidifies the global dominance of American tech companies and potentially increases other countries' dependency on them.
Exactly. It creates a powerful feedback loop. The U.S. government supports the growth of its domestic tech giants, and in turn, these giants provide the infrastructure to train the next generation of talent that will fuel further innovation, reinforcing America's lead. For a young person in the U.S., this means they will have unparalleled access to cutting-edge technology from a very early age. They'll be learning not just the theory of AI, but the practical application, using the same tools that are shaping industries worldwide. This is a massive competitive advantage on the global stage.
You mentioned Nvidia earlier. They make the chips that power most of this AI, right? How are they involved?
Nvidia's role is foundational. They've committed $25 million over 5 years for K-12 AI skills and training, which includes grants, infrastructure donations, and developing training programs. They understand that for people to use AI, they need powerful hardware. By supporting education, they are ensuring there's a pipeline of innovators who will demand their advanced chips in the future. Apple is also stepping up, creating new curricula with Common Sense Media on responsible AI use, and partnering with community colleges to create courses focused on human-centered AI. It's a full-stack approach, from the hardware up to the application and ethical layers.
This all sounds incredibly ambitious and well-structured. Are there any potential downsides or challenges to this approach?
Of course, there are several challenges to consider. One is the issue of equity. While these tools are offered for free, the ability of a school to effectively implement them depends heavily on its resources, teacher training, and existing tech infrastructure. There's a risk that this could widen the gap between well-funded and under-resourced school districts. Another concern is the potential for over-reliance on a handful of large corporations to shape the educational landscape. It raises questions about data privacy, algorithmic bias, and whether the curriculum will be balanced or subtly favor the worldview and commercial interests of these companies.
That's a very important point. If students are only learning on platforms from Google, Microsoft, and OpenAI, does that limit their perspective?
It's a valid concern. That's why the role of educators and the development of critical thinking skills, which the executive order does mention, is so vital. The goal should be to teach students how AI works fundamentally, how to question its outputs, and how to understand its ethical implications, not just how to be proficient users of a specific product. The policy aims to foster creators, not just consumers, but the implementation will be key.
So, looking at the bigger picture, what does this signal for the future of work and education globally?
It signals a massive acceleration. This American initiative will put pressure on other nations to respond. They will have to figure out their own strategies for AI education, and as we discussed, their options are more limited and likely more expensive. For individuals everywhere, it underscores that AI literacy is no longer optional. It's becoming a fundamental skill, just like reading, writing, and arithmetic. The U.S. is making a national bet that by equipping its youngest citizens with these skills now, it will reap economic and strategic benefits for decades to come. It's a bold, forward-looking policy that leverages the nation's unique strengths in a way that will be very difficult for others to replicate. Thank you for joining us again on Crossover Mind. At Crossover Mind, we provide the latest information on technology, business, and society, and delve into important themes beyond them. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Until next time, look forward to it. Goodbye.